came to the conclusion part of our day today. It was a really nice conversation with you. So, however, I would, with your experience, starting from your medical background and also into classical music and dance, and also you are into visual arts, as you mentioned, you love sketching. So, how it, impact overall, and what is your message for who are the enthusiasts into classical music or dance, or even, painting and sketching? How you think it will, help in their overall personality or overall healing, and how they can build their career if anybody is interested about it?
Let me share a very interesting question, and I this is something that I am interested in a lot, because the healing properties of art is what I'm interested in. That's when I started off Ropanakala from Instagram, got encouragement from you and Reshma and started it. There's this person called as Van Gogh who everybody knows about because of Starry Nights.
Correct.
He was in a mental asylum when he started painting, and he did his Starry Nights in a mental asylum. And this art therapy is very, very significant in terms of mental health, because that gives you creative expression.
Yes.
Because not everybody has their talents in writing, reading, or allocation or something of that sort. Some people are really into their own shell and love to paint. That is also, it takes a lot for us. Now we have amazing mediums wherein we can put it across. But at that point of time, I don't think so. But Van Gogh is so famous even till today.
Right.
His art lives on for so many years. So, and it is a very well therapy that most psychologists also use as, as a means to make the person. Because when you see colors, what happens to you? You become... Somewhere you become happy, somewhere you become very satisfied. And
so you become very expressive whenever you see any kind of colors or any kind of structures.
And even in our scriptures it's told Shringara Rasa is something that we should explore. And I think visual arts and art of any form is all about, not just all about just the rasas. There are many things more attached to them.
Correct.
But a very significant part of it is rasa. And I think we explore only few rasas in our life.
Yes. Not all.
Not all.
Yes.
So
what's your message to the upcoming students or who are the enthusiasts into this classical form?
Yeah. Most of us, we think the message that I would like to give is learn classical dance first, classical music first. Because once you have they are like a foundation.
Correct.
For us to understand what is music, what is dance. It's not imperative that you can sing. How you sing, how you can bring out those emotions. You will meet yourself so many times
in different forms.
All the rasas of yourself will come out.
Correct.
So I think most of us don't reflect on self-reflection and self-expression a lot. We are more into like producing and things like that. Like
whatever is told to us or expected out of us.
You have to earn this much salary.
Right.
Do art probably not thinking starting with how much I'm going to get out of it.
Correct.
Just do it. And I think in terms of nothing is wrong or right. For me everything is grey. Nothing is white, nothing is black, nothing is, because you're comparing two different things.
Right.
White is light and black is color.
Yes.
So they can never be compared. Rather, grey is for sure a color. There is no light. So I am this kind of person who stays in the grey zone, and everything and anything can have an explanation. Probably we have not explored it enough to be able to understand it. Yes, previously in our culture it was very prominent that the music was very classical based and things like that. Currently we think that most of the elements of that flavors of classical thing is being lost and things like that. But I see it a little bit differently. Previously I feel that people were very adherent to the rules.
Correct.
Now people are getting into fusion and bringing classical music in very transformed ways.
Right.
And that is also very enriching. But first they also learned classical music to be able to play it.
Very right.
So you will not be able to start composing beautifully
Until and unless you have a thorough knowledge about the classical. So I would like to give a small example in between. So I am also a big fan of Kumar Sharma. You know, if you have heard about it, he comes from Rajasthan, but his classical base is so good that he is, you know, bringing up the Bollywood fusion with classical in that manner. So it is completely, I mean, we never thought that Kathak we can perform in that transformed manner. So that is really important. You can bring your own style, your thinking pattern. So that is how you rightly mentioned. So what is the message? I mean, now we have this Gen Z people or Alpha, Beta, now the upcoming, generation. So
Actually,
what do you think?
Very hopeful about that generation.
Okay.
Because they are not very much like I want to go for a 9 to 5 job to earn so much.
Right.
They are more about I want a mental health day off so that I can get creative about my. They are all about self-expression and self-reflection and things like that. See, I feel every time, even when I was younger, the newer thought process was little different, because the perspectives that I was looking at was very different from the perspective that my parents were looking at.
Correct.
Was it right or wrong? I don't know. I can't say, because the time that they lived in was very different from the time that I lived in.
Correct.
I lived in a time where there was quite abundance in our society. The same was not true when my parents were there. My parents had to be able to just cross one district to another state to another state. They needed to take boat because there was no bridge. So people got really creative and built a bridge.
Yes.
So I don't say that building a bridge is not creative. You can't say that. And my sister is an architect, so I will be like, no ways, you cannot build a bridge without being creative. You cannot do science without being creative. You cannot do arts without being creative. You cannot do commerce without being creative. Though in commerce, if you get too creative also, it will be a little problematic. But then I don't see these bifurcations in science, arts and commerce. They are done so that you can get to learn those stuffs in detail. That does not mean you just do only that.
Right.
And I think I would like to recommend one book to most of them. This was recommended to me by my colleague when I was working in finance. He's an engineer by profession. I used to work in a multidisciplinary team. And he recommended this one book called Fluid by Ashish Jaiswal. He's an educationalist. It's about how there have been instances of amazing scientists, amazing artists and amazing commerce people doing all interdisciplinary work. And even in our scriptures we have people doing crazy kinds of interdisciplinary thing. So you cannot dance without percussionists. You cannot dance without somebody who is doing a sargam. But everybody's base is the classical music.
Correct.
So everybody knows where is the vibhag coming, where is the sum coming, where is the thing coming. Everybody has this knowledge about all of this.
Yes.
So I think we largely have forgotten how to read into things. Now we have audio books and all of that.
Correct.
But are we really listening to that is all that is. Technology is not here to take away anything from us. It's rather adding to us. Today we are able to reach a lot of people because of technology.
Yes.
I think we demonize certain new things too fast. All due credits, because some things should be criticized and all of that. But then largely there's always something. I'm an optimist, so I always see the glass half full and things, and not like half empty.
Correct.
So that is the kind of perspective I have.
And what advice you are giving to the upcoming generation, if they can think of having this classical music, dance or any kind of painting as a career option?
If you ever see a classical dancer do a Instagram reel, please don't think that it's an effort of 1 minute.
Right.
Okay, you might be seeing the effort of quite a bit of years. And classical is very different from your regular Bollywood, but very similar to regular Bollywood as well. Bollywood gives this amazing platform for classical music. Otherwise, they would have just stayed in theaters.
Correct.
they would never come into the big picture. You would not see Madhuri Dixit doing the Kathak piece. There is no wrong in Mujra. Because that was a test of time that the dance form faced.
Yes.
It's not something they wanted to do. It's something they had to do.
Yes.
So the discrimination shouldn't be, those discrimination shouldn't be existent in this time and age.
Right.
Because we have progressed as society quite a bit. 75 years is quite a long time. It's stupidity for us to believe that, okay, whoever is doing Mujra is doing something else in the behind.
Right.
And why are you doing, I'm not saying do Mujra in your dance class when you're learning classical music, but then that also has a different element to it.
Yes.
That is also an expression of art.
And dance form.
Yeah, that is also an expression of dance form. But I would say the classical base is classical base regardless. It's like learning ABCD.
Correct.
You can't make words without having ABCD.
Yes.
So initially we have to give time for that to learn. And I think it's very nice when you learn when it's very young at age. So you don't have prejudice in your mind at that point of time.
So thanks. We would like to conclude and just simple personal question about how you find your partner, although you come from a different state. So how it helped. I definitely have a strong belief that this creative part of you got connected to your companion life partner.
Culture is very different.
Right.
Even I come from a community. My mother is from a Kannada community, and my father comes from a Konkani community.
Right.
But they all came from the same place. They came from a place called Karwa. Me and my husband also met in Bangalore, but he comes from Kerala. And Kerala itself also has a lot of cultural things which may initially look very different to me, but I was very excited because Kathakali is there, Mohiniyattam is there, and they also worship Krishna in their dance form the way we are doing it, but we are just doing it in a little different form.
Yes. Yeah. That's all. I mean, it's always the different cultures and communities.
And sorry to interrupt you, but after all, we are Kathakars.
Yes. We always talk about Katha and in our expression, in our
I just don't feel that just Kathak dancers are storytellers because it has Katha in it.
Right.
I think they just wanted to keep it simple to make the world believe that it is Kathak, but or else they would also come up with something fancier name if they were not gone through that kind of humiliation or whatever it is. But then I think every dance form in India, be it local folk dance form, everything is very rooted in stories, and stories is what connects us from every state.
Correct.
Because you come from Bengal, I come from Karnataka, I come from coastal region of Karnataka. What connects us is the same stories that we've all grown up on. And I think it's across cultures, across religion, across borders, and everything is all that holds us together is stories.
Yes, very much. So I would also add a personal touch. So my husband is also a very good storyteller.
Yeah.
So that's how we that's how we also connect. So any form, whether it's a music, dance, tabla, or any kind of instruments that we are we are telling our own story. We are expressing our story. That's how we all connect to people from different cultures and communities.
Yes.
So thank you very much, Preethi.
I
It's a wonderful.
Not just for this podcast, but for a lot of things. You came into my life when I needed somebody who could push me through out of my shell, and you did. You and Reshma ma'am has really pushed me out of my shell. I can give proof for that.
Thank you very much, Preethi.
So grateful to you, both of you.
Thank you.
And even sir, I've met him today first, and I think it was really enriching to hear his story as well. It was really nice.
Yeah, thank you so much, and I appreciate, and thank you very much for joining. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for this one.